All right, everybody, back with another news feed for you. This one pretty interesting right off the bat. Ford faces yet another new threat, and is it time to panic? Now, it's from Motley Fool, which is basically for financing and stuff like that, but it's interesting here what's going on. So, Ford Motor Company, their investors can't seem to catch a break. The company faces numerous challenges, improving vehicle quality. It's led the industry for last 3 years in recalls, increased electric vehicle competition, price wars, emerging. Now, this is keyword here, well-built Chinese EVs, and now a Japanese alliance among automakers hoping to advance their position in a global EV market. So what's going on? All right, so most investors have rightly turned their focus to emerging Chinese companies that are well-funded, produced well-built EVs, and are planning to expand globally. Okay, well-built EVs. Keep that in mind. We're going to come back to that. Global automakers and governments are taking Chinese EV ambition very seriously, with Europe introducing stiffer tariffs to help protect domestic automakers while they work on bringing price and cost down to a more competitive level. Love that, okay? And that's what the U.S. has done too. We've kind of slapped all these tariffs on China and said, no, you're not bringing your EVs, and it's done to protect our domestic brands and to give them a chance to come up with something, okay? And that's a good thing. United States is also considering tariffs, though, depending on the upcoming policy adjustments and potential presidential election ramifications, as possible Chinese EV makers could produce vehicles in Mexico to avoid tariffs sooner rather than later. But there's now a new threat, and it comes in the form of a recent Japanese automaker alliance. Now, we know this, okay? We know what's going on here. I've talked about this before, but Nissan, Honda, and Mitsubishi are creating an alliance forced to bring to market next-generation EVs with improved software, an attempt of challenging rivals Tesla and new low-cost challengers from China. Okay, so Nissan, Honda, and Mitsubishi are coming together, and they're going to do everything they can to try and get EVs to bring the cost down, to get them down and to be able to produce them quicker and get them out to compete with China. Okay, China is on a full mission. China counterparts, thanks to its later to its government subsidies. Further, China accounts for nearly 62% or 10.4 million battery-powered EVs that were produced globally in 2023. 62% of all EVs made in the year 2023 around the world were made in China. That is shocking. Okay, China is on this. They are going full bore, full tilt, and they are giving it everything they got to make this a reality. So, and it's winning for us in the fact that it is causing Nissan, Honda, and Mitsubishi to come together to create lower priced ones. It's causing the American domestics to realize they got to bring the prices down. So we know what's happening here. It says more. They're more specifically, research a joint software operating in terms goal of putting into mass production by 2027. So there is time for Ford to respond to this. The alliance will immediately begin working on electric motors and inverters before moving to e-axles, and a long-term goal by the end of the decade to develop common specs for EV batteries so products can be interchangeable among the company's brands. That's that alliance between Honda and Nissan. Like I said, they got good stuff working here. And they're already working on things like that. It says, here's their comment. If companies cannot cope with circumstances, they will not survive. That's what Honda said. Okay. We have to make the move right now or we won't be able to catch up. This cooperation between the three will be a strong weapon to fight China EVs. Okay. While Ford may lack the similar allegiance or alliance with its other Detroit automakers, company won't be completely caught flat-footed when it comes to the Japanese alliance or the China expansion. I don't know if that's true, but let's see what they say. In a move that looks brilliant with hindsight, Ford has had a small team working on substantially less expensive EVs in the past 2 years. Okay, initially it was a small group with top engineers operating separately from Ford's main operations, but it has since grown and become a priority. Ford plans to introduce the first vehicle built on its low-cost platform as early as 2026 with a price targeted around $25,000, well below the current threshold that analysts believe will open doors to mainstream consumers and fast EV adoption. or adoption. Okay, so that's interesting. So what? But the key takeaways here is that Ford, they keep saying, Ford keeps, they say that Ford keeps making these well-built EVs, well-built EVs. Now I don't think they're that well built, but hopefully Ford doesn't think that they're going to come back and that they're going to kick out a $25,000 piece of crap that's garbage, like Farley says. Farley says, we'll be able to make, very cheap, affordable EVs, but they're not going to be the quality we're used to. I kind of like the route that Nissan and Honda and Mitsubishi are going more than I do the way Ford's going. They're like, hey, let's join together, make a bunch of parts that are compatible between our vehicles and do all this stuff so they can still offer quality and they can do it at a lower price. Ford is just trying as hard as they can to cut as many corners and get this thing as cheap as possible. I'm not sure how well that's going to work for Ford. I'm curious. We'll see what happens. But there's a lot happening right now, and these China EVs are crazy with what's happening with them in the market. And as they say, they're taking it very serious. Everybody, it's governments and automakers, are really paying attention to this because China they're making something happen here, good or bad or indifferent. We will see what goes on. This one right here, this article here, I think this is one of the dumbest things. Chinese company just Giga Cast an entire underbody. The Giga Casting is one of the worst things ever as far as I'm concerned. Now, if you want to Giga Cast small parts, that's fine, but basically, these will destroy our insurance rates. Okay, if you Giga Cast, meaning you stamp out one whole unit like this huge, the whole entire undercarriage, the whole unibody of this vehicle has been stamped out in one piece. You see the strut towers right here, strut towers right here. You got the whole body penetrated, everything here. If this thing gets in one minor fender bender that bumps and breaks this strut right here and hurts this shock on here, these are coolers. They're going to be cut off. These are flow pieces. They'll be cut off. But when you look at this body, one hit even to here, to the side pan of this, any hit on this frame in the vehicle is totaled because it's all one whole entire piece. When it's totaled, insurance companies they lose huge, okay? And therefore, we lose huge. This stuff, Giga Casting, at any level, is ridiculously expensive for us because auto insurance companies take it to extreme levels and we have to pay those bills. We pay, even if you don't own one, our prices go up to pay for the cost of people that do drive these pieces of crap. So something to consider there and keep in mind. They do give a counterpoint in here, the scrap rated. They say it's not bad because they say that castings are highly recyclable. So even when they total it, they can recycle this. That's fine. I don't care about that. I care about the fact that it's a cheap-made car that can't handle a fender bender in any kind of condition whatsoever. It gets totaled immediately, and we take the hit for it and pay the bills. These guys are all thumbs up and excited. I think this is the stupidest thing to ever hit the automotive industry, in my opinion. Moving on from there, our last one on here, more shady dealerships. Okay, horrible shady dealerships. A Honda dealership faces civil charges for unfair or deceptive sales tactics. Luckily, the Attorney General is going after them, and I love it. Okay, Dark Cars Honda of Bowie could face up to $10,000 fine per vehicle it deceptively sold. Get them. Get them. Just go after them. Honda dealership in Bowie, Maryland is facing civil charges after it allegedly engaged in unfair and deceptive trade practices at nearly every stage of new vehicle sales, according to Maryland Attorney General Anthony Brown. Unfair and deceptive trade practices at nearly every stage. Okay, that is crazy. Crazy. The July lawsuit from the AG's office alleges a dealership and its parent company violated the Protection Act of Maryland, Consumer Protection Act. It allegedly tricked customers by adding a 2% fee to the vehicle sales price under a guise of a optimal sales commission. Really? Now we get a commission. We got to pay our sales guys commissions. We have to pay them on top of the commissions they get. You got to tip your sales guy. It says, but however, the fee was not actually a commission, and customers didn't realize they did not have to pay it. Since January 29, the latest, Dakar's Honda has allegedly advertised new vehicle prices on his website that were misleading. Love that they're going after this because there's every dealership out there prices or puts stuff on there that's misleading. Okay, meaning customers would end up paying over the advertised price. How many times you see this BS stuff happen on the internet? I hope the Maryland AG starts diving in on all of them and cracking down. Those costs include pre-installed equipment and a dreaded adjustment market value charge. Yikes. Some of these charges were for add-ons like Dakar's assurance and Dakar's protection plan. On top of that, the unwanted equipment and products were not clearly listed and itemized on the final cost sheet. If found guilty, the dealership could end up having to pay up to $10,000 for each violation of the act. Love it, okay? And they're diving in and they're saying it's important for a car dealer is going to advertise the price of a vehicle that the price include everything customer is going to be charged for, okay? They're diving in and cracking down on them. You can read the rest of it if you want to. But I'm curious, what is the, so look, average price of cars for Honda, you know, just across their line. Looking at these numbers, let's just call it 30 grand based on what we see of models that they actually offer, $30,000. So if you're doing a 2% tip, that's $600 that they're making you pay a $600 tip to the dealership for buying your vehicle from them, plus all the other crap they're adding. Go after them, get them. I hate this kind of stuff. Glad they're doing it. I like this AG. Get on them. Make it happen. Put these guys in the ground. Put them. Make it. Get her done. What do you guys think? Let me know. Turn that off. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching.